Bessie. So, how are things with you and Mariah? How have they been going?
I'm tired. Like she's doing a little bit better, but she still has a lot of like temper tantrums. It feels like all the time, but it's decreased a little bit.
Okay. So I know last time we talked, it was at least a couple times a day. Is it still?
Right. Yes. So she's still having like a couple major blowouts a day. She needs like constant attention. She's always like right there next to me. Sometimes it's 3 times a day, maybe a few days a week, but at least 2. But she has to like always be next to me. The other 2 kids don't get a chance to get my attention as much because she's so needy.
Yeah, that sounds tiring.
Oh, it's exhausting.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Right. So if I doze off, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'll wake you up. That'll be good. So, has there been anything else with you and her? I mean, the temper tantrums, her behavior at home, that's a lot.
That is a lot, yeah. Did I tell you that at school they did the behavior plan?
No, so we knew school was a really struggle for her.
Oh, it was really bad for a while, just with her having outbursts and not wanting to learn. So they have a behavior plan in place, and that's helped a lot. I mean, she still has her moments where she has an outburst at school, but it's nowhere near where it was. So
Okay.
that seems to be working right now.
So that's good news, though. Then the plan is working so far.
For sure. Yes.
I mean, it's going to be not like a foolproof, but enough that they're good with things and they're not as
they're not calling
worried.
me every single day, 3 times a day. Like it's maybe once or twice a week that I get that call.
That's at least something that's a little bit better. That's nice.
Yes.
Good.
Though since last time she came in, or since last time I saw you, we went to the store and she did have a couple times that she stole like candy and a small toy. And we've talked about it. She knows that it's not okay, but she's
still
did it again.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, so that's kind of something to be. Then we can talk to her about that, and that's something I can work with her on. And
oh, good.
we can, all of these things will, I'll keep working with her on. But
Good.
it's just good to touch base with you to get your thoughts, and then I'll keep touching base with Mariah and making sure we. But that is something that is a little bit of a red flag, and kind of like, what does that mean for her? Is it about attention? Mm-hmm. Is it about its behavior? And we have to understand the behavior. So I'll talk to her.
I mean, she cries when we talk about it, but she did it again. Like so, she knew.
Yeah. Sometimes kids takes them a minute.
Right.
So maybe she'll just be the take a minute.
Hopefully not too many minutes. That's kind of embarrassing.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that doesn't feel good, does it?
It doesn't, no.
Mm-hmm. No. Has it caused any major disruption, other than, do you catch her? Does someone in the store catch her?
The last couple times I've seen her like afterwards with a toy or candy that I know I didn't buy her, and I confront her about it. So she hasn't, like the store hasn't caught her yet, but I'm afraid that they might, and what happens.
Yes,
I don't want
absolutely.
to be looked at as that parent that lets their kids do that.
No, that won't feel good.
Mm-mm.
So when you talk about like the temper tantrums and the crying, how does that, like when you talk to her and try to help manage some of those behaviors, how is she for you?
When I talk to her about it, she's like super whiny.
Okay.
And I can't talk to her right in the moment. I have to wait until she calms down, which can take a while sometimes. But she's just kind of whiny and clingy when we talk about it.
Okay.
It's really frustrating because she's 5 now. Like I have a younger, she has a younger sibling, so I expect that from the 3-year-old, but Mariah's older now, so I want her to act like a big girl.
Yeah. And how often do you think like she has these kind of whiny moments, and like how often does that happen? Would you be your best guess?
I would say a couple times a day at least. Times a day. I mean, it's daily for sure.
Okay.
Which I guess the whining's better than the explosions that she has where she's aggressive.
It's still frustrating.
It is so frustrating.
Especially when you've got,
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
The 3-year-old, and
right. And I don't want him to start doing the same thing she's doing, because I don't know that I'll survive that.
No, that would be a lot.
Yes.
That would be a lot.
Yes, it
so, and sometimes siblings like to mimic. They're older.
Yes.
Yeah. So, again, that's something we can see what we can do about that, and I can talk to her, and we can do some play therapy and some ways we can interact and think about managing those big feelings.
Right.
It's hard when you're 5 to manage all those big feelings. But
it is. What else is going on with her? You know, something I'm really uncomfortable with, and I hope you can help me, but she's lately, like right before she goes to sleep, she says she sees like a big red dog. And I don't know what that is about, but I've tried to talk to her about it, but I really want her to just like not do that anymore, because it scares me. Like, is she hallucinating, or she have, you know, like.
Does she know it's real or not real?
She says she knows it's not real, but it's, I mean, she's had these, I don't know if they're dreams, or she's still awake a little bit.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to scare her.
Okay.
But
it's not when she's fully awake. It's
right,
kind of like.
right. She's kind of in that in between where
Okay.
she's like just about to doze off, but
Okay.
it's been a couple times that she's told me about it.
And sometimes kids can have really vivid imaginations, but it's something worth noting,
Okay.
and we can see what that might mean. I'll ask her a little bit more about that, but sometimes kids just have really big, vivid imaginations, and as they get bigger, they grow out of it.
Okay.
But it is something that it could mean bigger things too, so we'll want to pay attention to it and how often it happens, and if it started happening during the day, then it's a bigger thing than kind of that going to sleep, but it is a little concerning.
Well, that's good to know though, because
Yeah.
I just don't want her to like have those kind of problems when she gets older.
Absolutely.
It's scary.
Yeah, and the sooner we can get resources in and help out and figure, where it's all headed, the better, we can do better treatment that way. Sooner's always better, right?
Good.
Always.
Good. She's
That's
a
good
little.
right here. Yes. Do you ever have any worries about any behaviors of her hurting herself, or does she, she's more big with others,
Yes.
but not towards herself at all?
For sure. Yeah, no, she doesn't like talk about hurting herself, and she's very particular about how she acts out, so it's never towards herself. She might, go after her little brother or her big brother, but I've never had concerns of her hurting herself at all.
Okay.
And she doesn't talk about that or anything.
Well,
It's good. We got one check, right?
Yeah, we got a lot of things. Well, and we're here to help you. That's my role, is to help you and your family and figure some things out and see where we can have with Mariah. And it's going to continue to be a team effort. And we've made some really good progress at school, so that's exciting.
Yes.
And we'll see what we can keep doing here in the house. We'll talk about some different ways we can manage behaviors and things we can think about, and helping Mariah think about herself and her behaviors and what she can do. So this really helps me, because it'll help me help you and Mariah, right?
Good.
To kind of know what's really going on in the picture and what's really happening. That's really helpful.
Yes.
Is there anything else that sticks out? Or is that kind of it in a nutshell, you think?
I think those are the big things. I think those are the big things.
Okay.
Like the tantrums all the time, it feels
And
like.
that's frustrating.
Yes.
Yes, and we really do need to figure something out around that, because every day and 2 to 3 times a day.
Yes.
Well, you're
It's a
saying 3
lot.
times a day. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to manage, and temper tantrums are never fun. And you've got 2 others.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to figure something out about that. So we'll think of something we can do quickly on that one.
Okay, good.
Does that sound like a plan?
Even one time I would be okay with anything.
Sure, right? Because that's a start, right? I don't think we're gonna end. That's the thing with kids, we won't wipe it out. It's a long haul process.
Yes, I'm good.
But we're here for as long as
I'm
we
happy.
We're here, I'm here, but it is a team effort. So it's you and I together with Mariah.
Yes.
So
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being honest with everything that's happening.
Yeah. So it was embarrassing at first, but now it's like,
Well,
if
sure.
you're gonna help me, I'm glad to tell you.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to tell me. Thank you. Does that sound look good? Is that good?